Hello, it's Jimmy here at Everly's, and I have here to look at a Vauxhall Vivaro. It's got a check injection, check anti-pollution system error. So this is the fault that we're looking at, check anti-pollution system. Obviously on these you can get check and injection and engine failure hazard as well. But that's the one that we've got coming up at the minute, but the customer has been clearing fault codes before he made his journey down here. Okay, so this is the fault code that we're looking at. It's a 0201-13 or a P0201-13. There was also P0202, P0203, P0204, so cylinder 1, 2, 3, 4, cylinders 1 to 4 basically. Injector circuit open. It's had the injectors replaced, but the fault has come back. He's brought it back to that garage and another garage, and they both just offered to replace the injectors again. So it's a very common issue with these that I see, that the fault is not actually with the injectors, it's with the connectors to that. So we're gonna start removing some of the bits and pieces, and we'll get in and show you. Okay, so first I've just removed the air intake pipe. We're just now pulling up this wire and loom away from the case. We've got vacuum line here, some more wires that we just need to pull out along there. Bottle here, just going to bang it to the side, take that out, and we'll disconnect this oil feed, whatever you call it. A couple of 10mm bolts going across, one down the back over there. Then we've got these two clips on the front. Once you've got all those out, you can remove that. And then we have access to the glow plug connectors here. So I can see that this one has a darkened terminal on the left side, so it's got some sort of corrosion on it. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm just sandwiching the terminals together using two picks. And if we pull those out, you can see that we've closed the gap together a bit, and I've obviously used a pick to get in the middle and just give it a scrape up, so we've got a good connection. And then we'll also use some electrical contact cleaner. This is the one I've got today. Obviously it can be any sort of brand, but fast drying contact cleaner. It's for electrical terminals, so you just give it a little spray up. They do all four. So what I'm going to do in here is just get these little pins as well, and just bend them upwards slightly. It's going to help with the connection. Now we've done all of the injectors, we move on to the next bit, which is feeding our little cable down here, and we're just unblocking the upstream pressure pipe that's over here. Now we're all the way through with that. We get asked the question a lot, how long is that piece of cable that I'm using? So it stops there, about a foot long, 12 inches long, something like that, maybe a bit longer. Just getting some DPF cleaner through the pipe, only little amounts. Obviously it will be pulled, some of it will be pulled through the engine, so you just got to be careful you don't overload it. Okay, so that's everything put back together. We've had the engine running for a couple of minutes. Now if we get back inside, surprisingly The warning lights have gone out, but I haven't cleared the codes. So we're going to get the diagnostic machine back on. We'll have a look. We should still have the codes here. There we go. Obviously we've had the upstream pressure sensor one now as well, because we've had that disconnected. So the fault lights have gone away, which would suggest to me that the vehicle now knows that the injector is working correctly, but we just have to now clear the fault log. There are some other fault codes here. Invalid multiplex systems. I'm going to put that down to this one, battery current sensor, on the negative terminal of the battery. It's quite common on these. So now I'm just going to turn the engine off. We'll clear all of these lights, take the vehicle on a test drive, and then rescan it to see what fault codes have cleared or which ones have reappeared. Okay, we've done a test drive, now we're just waiting for a rescan. We're going to see what fault codes. I'm pretty sure nothing's going to come back up, but we'll just give it a scan, make sure that everything's coming up clear, see what's gone so far. Have we done the engine? Yep, engine code is clear. And I will tell you what the customer was having issues with here. So he was having issues where if you put your foot down, if you cruising at an average speed, it was fine, but if you try to accelerate, especially if you're going uphill, the more you put your foot down, the van would jerk and sort of misfire, and that's the issue he was having. So I've just taken it on a test drive. I've driven it smooth, and I've driven it with some hard acceleration, and we haven't had any of those issues return. The really good sign for me was that the engine lights, it distinguished on its own, so I didn't have to clear any fault codes, which is a big confirmation that something has changed. Okay, so that's it. We're all sorted on the Vauxhall Vivaro or Renault Trafic, and see you on the next video.